Hey everyone, this is GM-Rex here. I'm uploading my second video for today. Let's see. I went to Walmart and Target with my mom. I picked up an Elite 29 CM Punk at Target, which you guys already know I have it, but I bought it so I could work on this. Who is this gonna be? You'll have to wait and see. Because I don't have the parts to complete them yet. So yeah. Also, I had an old Stone Cold Steve Austin figure, Elite style. So I had a basic Ryback, and I kind of threw this together. It's kind of like his current attire, his Goldberg look. Throw some elbow pads on there. Maybe paint an R, or the big guy, or some R's on the boots. But I might leave it just plain, just in case I want to change it someday to somebody else. Maybe Goldberg. Come on, Mattel, make us an Elite Goldberg now. So, yeah. There was some confusion, I guess, Saturday, how I said it was very emotional. Now, if you've been following all my videos, you'd know. But for those who, are, I guess, closet watchers, they don't exactly watch me all the time. Saturday, my old cat, Fonzie, Chris's cat, had to be put down. He had cancer, and it was very emotional for me, and for Chris and his mom, because we were in there when they gave him that shot, and but they said, we didn't have to stick around until he passed, because the vet warned us, that once this is done, shortly, a few minutes after, he'll start urinating, defecating, vomiting, just absolutely, it's not a sight to see. So we opted out not to see that. We all kissed him goodbye, we all held him, poor thing, he wasn't, he wasn't himself. He hadn't eaten in 3 weeks. He was like all bones. They tried giving him a stimulant to kind of help him eat, and it's not working because there was something in his nose that turned out to be cancer. He couldn't even smell. So that's probably why he couldn't eat, because he probably didn't realize it was food. Even though it was right in front of him, he needs his scent to be able to pick up the food, to be able to realize it's food. But that wasn't working, and he was like shaking while he's trying to walk, because he had like no muscle. So, he had to be, we had to put him down because he was suffering. It was tough. Because even though he wasn't my cat anymore, I was there the day he was born. So, I gotta take the shades off, because it doesn't seem right. I already had a shades video on today anyways, but, it was very tough for me. Because, I was there the day he was born. I had him for, like, the first 5 years of his life. Me and him just bonded. I mean, if it weren't for Fonzie, there would be no Grimace. Not that Fonzie was Grimace's father, but, something happened one day with Fonzie at Chris's house, and I decided there and then that I wanted another cat. And that's when I picked Grimace out as a kitten, when he was like 5 weeks old. And he looked a lot like Fonzie did. So that's kind of why, I fell in love with Grimace at first sight, because he looked just like Fonzie. And I remember how special a bond me and Fonzie had, and, I immediately, and not to mention Grimace was the first cat that came up to me out of all the kittens. He was the first kitten that came up to me, and I figured, well, the first one that's comfortable with me should be the one I bring home. So, but, you know, if it weren't for Fonzie, there would be no Grimace. You know, it was very tough, you know. I mean, Chris, you know, I hadn't seen Chris like that in years. And, you know, I've known Chris 17 years. So, but yeah, that was why Saturday was very emotional in the morning to the early afternoon. But, you know, we went out later on that day, me, Chris, Keith, you know, and I think it took Chris's mind off of things, took my mind off of things, you know. But I am going to miss Fonzie because he was kind of one of my first cats. Like, I had a cat before him, but her and I didn't really bond too well. She wasn't very, like, lovey-dovey with me. Fonzie, on the other hand, him and I just, we clicked. I think Grimace and I click a lot more, though. You know, because Grimace is, like, 100% my cat. I mean, he's close with Keith, too. Because Keith would sleep over every weekend at my house when I lived with my roommates, just so he could see Grimace and stuff. Like, so him and Grimace are almost as close as me and Grimace. But yeah. So that's why Saturday was very emotional, because Fonzie had to be put down. You know. But you know, I was there the day he was born. I wanted to see him, you know, to the end of the line. So my fingers are kind of sore right now because I was popping all the parts off the figures and stuff. I should probably wear gloves for that from now on. They'll heal down though. Tonight's episode of The Flash looks amazing. I don't know if you've seen it. King Shark's going to be on it. And, you know, they advertised it in, like, the Jaws font for next week's episode. They wrote The Flash, but it was, like, written like Jaws. I can't wait to see it. You know, I don't want to give too much away about the series, because I have a cousin who watches it on Netflix, and I don't know if she watches my videos. But just in case, I don't want to give too much away about stuff like that, like TV shows. I'd love to, but, you know, there are family members I have that aren't caught up like I am. So, you know, I try to keep those things spoiler free, but I figure saying King Shark and how the font is written like Jaws, I figure that's not too much of a spoiler, because I haven't watched the episode, it's not on yet. But I could say who's on it, you know, and it's not part of the main story. You know, we all know, well, not we all know, but everyone who's been watching The Flash up to this point knows what the main story is all about. So, what else? So tomorrow, Chris and I do have something planned. It was originally for Sunday, but it was originally for last Wednesday. But we want it to be Wednesday because the way the thing sounds, it sounds a lot better when you put it as a Wednesday. So, but we'll see what we can do for, because we want to do the predictions thing every month. But we might do that earlier now, so it uploads beforehand. Because by the time our predictions for Fastlane were uploaded, it was already the next day, and the event had already passed, and, you know, because we shot it like 2 hours before Fastlane, and I didn't think it would take that long to get online, but interns were playing too many things on their laptop, under the bus, so, yeah, so I think the week of WrestleMania, so I think that's like WrestleMania is on April 3rd. But March 30th is probably when Chris and I will do our WrestleMania predictions. So it's time for it to be uploaded. We could do it the day before, but I don't know if I can get Chris over here the day before. Maybe we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, like my comment on this video, like my Facebook fan page, and I will see you all later.